Welcome to Speak English with Energy.
Hey everyone, welcome to Speak English with Energy.
Today we're talking about something really important for our English journey.
You know, like when you're scrolling through social media. You see everyone's highlights, and it's easy to compare yourself. I did that a lot when I was learning English, and it wasn't very helpful.
That's so relatable, Victor, because we all do it sometimes. But why does it keep us stuck, and how can we break free from this habit?
Well, when you compare yourself, you start to feel like you're not good enough. This feeling can hold you back from practicing English and improving your skills.
Exactly, and that's what we want to explore today. So let's dive in.
Let's stop comparing and start focusing on our own progress, one step at a time. I have a friend who's learning English online. He's really talented, but he compares himself to native speakers. This makes him feel like his English isn't good enough.
That's so interesting, because I think we all do that sometimes. We compare our speaking skills to others, and it holds us back.
Exactly, and it's not just about speaking English. It's about feeling confident in our abilities.
So, how can we stop comparing and start focusing on our progress?
Well, first, we need to set our own goals and deadlines. Then, we track our progress and celebrate small victories.
I love that idea because it helps us stay motivated. And it's essential to remember that everyone learns at their own pace.
That's right, and comparing ourselves to others is unfair to ourselves. Let's focus on our own journey and enjoy the process of learning.
I had a friend who compared her language skills to a native speaker. And she felt really bad about her own progress. She thought she was not good enough just because she wasn't as fluent.
That's a great example, because we often forget that natives have an advantage. They've been speaking the language their whole lives, so of course, it's easier for them. But we can't compare our beginning to someone else's end, it's just not fair.
Exactly, and I think a common misconception is that we need to be perfect. But the truth is, language learning is all about progress, not perfection.
So, what if we focus on enjoying the process, and not just the end result?
That's a great point, because when we enjoy the process, we're more likely to stick with it. And that's when we start to see real progress, and our confidence grows.
I love that, and it reminds me of when I was learning to play the guitar. I didn't compare myself to professional guitarists, I just enjoyed playing and improving.
And that's exactly what we should do with language learning, just enjoy the journey.
Now, let's talk about some practical tips to help you stop comparing yourself to others.
I think that's a great idea, Victor. What's the first tip you have in mind?
Well, one thing that helps is to focus on your own goals and progress. For example, if you're learning a new language, track your own progress and celebrate small victories.
That makes sense, because when we focus on our own progress, we're less likely to compare ourselves to others. And it's also important to remember that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. And another tip is to practice self-compassion and be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes and that you're doing the best you can.
I love that, and it's also important to surround yourself with supportive people who encourage and motivate you. One common mistake people make is to surround themselves with people who bring them down or make them feel bad about themselves.
That's so true. And it's also important to take breaks from social media and avoid comparing your life to others' highlight reels. Let's try to take one tip and apply it to our lives this week, like focusing on our own goals and progress.
And let's check in with each other next week to see how it's going and share our experiences.
Sounds like a plan. And remember, breaking free from comparison is a process, so be patient and kind to yourself. I recall a friend who quit social media for a month. She felt more focused on her own goals and aspirations.
That's really interesting. Did she notice any other benefits?
Yes, she started reading more and exercising regularly.
It sounds like she developed some great habits.
She even started a journal to track her progress.
I've been thinking of starting a journal too. What type did she use?
She used a simple notebook and wrote in it every morning.
That sounds like a great way to clear your mind and set intentions.
And it really helped her stay motivated and avoid comparisons. So, let's recap what we've learned today about comparing ourselves to others. First, we need to be aware of when we're comparing and how it makes us feel.
And then we should focus on our own goals and progress, rather than someone else's. It's also crucial to surround ourselves with supportive people who encourage us.
One actionable tip is to take a break from social media for a day or two each week. This can help us avoid comparing our lives to others' highlight reels.
I think that's a great idea, and it's something we can all try this week. By doing so, we can start to break free from the comparison trap.
Remember, it's a process, and we need to be patient and kind to ourselves.
Thanks for tuning in to this conversation. It's been really helpful.
Goodbye, and see you next time on Speak English with Energy.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking English with energy. See you in the next episode.